Shalom, we are here once again giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash. So, I don't know how I want to start this today, y'all. But I guess we can go back to that movie. Did you see that movie on Netflix?
Nah, I didn't show you.
Leave America Behind? You didn't see that, bro? That movie is a classic.
I heard mixed reviews. I heard it's a whack movie, but there's a lot of messaging in it. But overall, it's a whack movie. So that's what I heard.
I didn't think it was bad. I actually enjoyed it. And there was a lot of signals in that movie. A lot of things that people that if you're at a higher level of thinking, if you pay attention to the little details, then it'll make sense to you. So basically, it's about cyber attacks that are happening on the country, and it results in the collapse of society. So when you get a chance, you gotta watch it. You got a preset? Think you gotta open up with? Yeah, we'll probably go back to the movie and start talking about that a little bit.
I'll start with Habakkuk chapter 2. I'll start at 1. Yeah, Habakkuk 2 and 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Stand upon your watch. Meaning, we're looking for the signs of the times. So everything that we see going on right now in America is showing us, it's letting us know that the end is close, it's near.
Right, like even that movie that you're talking about, like certain things will stand out to you because you know the scriptures, biblical prophecy. To somebody else, a random person, it's just a movie to them. Second verse, it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
The vision is yet for an appointed time. And I'm gonna be as frank as possible without spoiling the movie. But the entire time, it just had me thinking about Jacob's trouble.
Right.
The entire time I listened to the movie, Jacob's trouble.
That's what I gathered from the brothers that did like reviews and stuff on it. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Yeah, plain upon tables. So you got the prophecies that are written in the scriptures, and you have the prophets that go through the scriptures and that read the scriptures, and then we have the complete understanding.
But there's a lot of parables and dark sayings in the scriptures. If you're not well versed in the scriptures and really understand what it is you're reading, you're just not gonna get it. That's why you need the prophets to break it down to you. You need to be taught the Bible. You're not just gonna pick it up, read it, and know what you're reading.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get the understanding like that.
And then another thing too is in Christian churches, they'll never talk about Jacob's trouble. They don't even know what that is.
Right.
So it's like, can they really say that they're standing on watch? No. They're still looking for the Antichrist.
Shit, they still calling on Jesus.
Fucking dummies.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And the way that things are shaping out now it looks like now is the time.
I said, take a look at everything that's going on in America. You also have to take a look at what's going on in the world. Because that war that's going on with Hamas and them is really shaping up everything else that's getting ready to ensue later on. Now you got NATO talking about they might go to war with Russia,
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Yeah, the end it shall speak. We'll see how much it's speaking when World War III pops off and the missiles start getting dropped on this place.
The we're in Jacob's trouble, there's not going to be no wondering and guessing if we're in Jacob's trouble. You're going to know this is Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, and then also you're gonna be looking through the prophecies. You're gonna be looking to match it up. One prophecy in particular is the MOTB,
Famine of the word.
the trip.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Yep. So it's gonna happen. You seen how they passed the CBDC system. They got that system ready in place. So all that really is a precursor to Revelation 13 and 16.
And it's not a matter, and that's what we're out here doing. And when I say, us, from the elder apostles on down, we're out here telling you, it's not a matter of if, it's when. But this is, like it says, it's surely going to come to pass. It will not tarry. That's it on that. Got something?
Yeah. Second Ezra 15 and 23. Let's hit the 16th verse first.
Second Ezra 15, 24.
Second Ezra 15 and 16. Start with that, and then we'll work our way down.
This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
So what is that? That's dystopia, societal collapse.
It says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Right, so clip that scripture in your mind when you watch the movie. You'll know, you'll connect it.
It says, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So there's going to be mass hysteria. We don't know exactly how that's going to play out or how it's going to happen, what's going to be the reason that happens, but it's going to happen. Well, we will say that you have talks about cyber attacks happening.
You see how simple niggas was acting during the P. Diddy. Can you imagine Jacob's trouble?
Yeah.
Like, people was doing some outlandish shit during those times. Getting groceries, washing their groceries off, like a bunch of stupid shit.
So that type of stuff is a serious threat. And it's not something that should be taken lightly because it can really happen.
It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods.
Right, so what is that talking about? That's talking about when people see that society is not running the way that it was before, and that basically it's lawlessness going on. They can do what they want, practically get away with it. And then on top of that, desperate times are going to call for desperate measures. So people is going to be like, yo, man, I got to get it. I got to survive out here. I don't know when my next meal is going to be. So I'm just going to go out there and get it.
Your neighbor used to wave to every time you see him, going down the block. During Jacob's trouble, that nigga might kick your door in if it gets real enough.
And then another thing too, I was thinking about, could you imagine like being in a Jacob's trouble or a societal collapse or a blackout or whatever, just chaos, and then you're sick, or somebody that you know is sick.
Right.
You can't even have access to the hospital at that point, or the doctor, medicine, unless you already have that stuff on hand. So you don't want to go out like that.
That's why it says, may your flight not be in the winter. Imagine when it's freezing, brick cold, snow up to your ankles.
Or it's flu season.
Right.
And and then it's Jacob's trouble, and then you got to go through that while you're battling your illness, or it could be worse. You know, you could sustain some sort of trauma physically. You know, you might have had an injury. You might have hurt your back, your foot, or whatever, and then you can't even go to the doctor.
Or you're a woman, you're pregnant. These are all things to consider.
Infections that you might get in your body.
Real.
So I pray that in that time I'm healthy, man. I don't want to go out like that because that's a slow death sentence.
Real.
Imagine you get sick, you get an infection, let's say you get an ear infection, and it spreads to your body. Watch me, Watch when you see the movie, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You gotta see the movie. People complain about the ending, but I don't really give a fuck about the ending because I think we all know where it was headed. We all know where it was headed. I like that movie.
It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods.
Spoil their goods. That means take their possessions.
Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Food shortages. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when you run out of food? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you're hungry, there's no limit to what you will do to get something to eat.
And this is gonna be a spurt in time. This is gonna be a period of time.
That's why if you don't have Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and the angels watching over you during that time, you're through. You ain't gonna make it. It says, behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Jump down to the 22nd verse.
The 22nd verse says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled.
So that's boom, checkmate. That's going into when the whistles drop. Because once that happens, that's it. It's over with. At that point, the elect got to be delivered from this land.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power defile not my sanctuary. Continue. Yeah. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth.
Dragons of Arabia, so this is going into World War III, and the allies that are going to be against America. So that's it on that. You got precept?
Yeah, this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Yeah, so put on the whole armor of the Most High. We're doing that right now. You know, by us going out on the streets, teaching, putting up videos, you know, keeping the laws to the best of our ability. You know, keeping the faith in Mashiach Yahweh Shai and in Yahweh. So we're doing all that we can do, man. And if we just hope and pray when that day comes, we're protected.
Right? He finds us worthy.
Because we see how things is lining up. We see what's getting ready to happen. Ain't no denying it at this point. The writings on the wall.
So stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
The word of the Most High. The scriptures say that the word of the Most High is likened unto a sword, sharp and piercing. Right?
Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. That's it.
Alright. Let's read 2nd Ezra, verse 7 and 42.
Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doeth abide. Therefore,
You can break it down as you go.
I can start again. It says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. Yeah, in this present life, this kingdom that we're in now, ruled by Esau Edom, this isn't the end.
Yeah, and on top of that, there's going to be trials and tribulations that we're going to have to go through before the end of this man's society.
It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
The day of doom, when the missiles drop, when the chariots crack the skies and shoot down laser beams.
And the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
Yeah, and read that part again.
Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
Right, so in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be perfected, all right? We're going to have self-control. Even our children, when they're brought into the world, the new world, they're going to be programmed with the laws in their minds, the laws of the Most High in their minds. So they're not going to sin, we're not going to sin and go on. So therefore, we're going to be able to live forever.
Says, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given him, to have restrained him from sinning.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the end. That was the start of the end of us, our downfall. Because prior to that, people lived. They was living until they was like 700 years old, 900 years old. They didn't even die. So once Adam fell for what Eve was kicking, for what she learned from the serpent, that was, like I said, that was the start of the end. That was when we started sinning. All right. That's when we started tasting death. But you know what? It had to play out that way.
Yeah. Pops. Continue.
No, that's it. Let's read Isaiah 48 and 10.
Isaiah chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake, even for my own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another.
Right, so it says that the Most High, he's going to find us in the furnace of affliction, right? So the question you got to ask yourself is, are you really ready for Jacob's trouble? Are you really ready for that? Do you want these prophecies to happen? Because think about it, that's going to be hard times.
Yeah. Especially if you don't got the truth, you don't got faith.
You got to prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Because your faith is what's going to carry you through during those days and during that time period. If you don't have faith, you're through.
If you're 350 pounds and you got diabetes and you sick and shit like that, you're just gonna make it harder for yourself.
Yeah.
Most likely, you're not gonna make it. Going back to what I said, man, you don't want those type of ailments or those sicknesses, if that's even a word, during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Because how are you gonna pull through? How you gonna make it? Society collapse. You can't make it to the hospital. You can't go to the doctor. How you gonna re-up on your meds or whatever? You might have high blood pressure. So this, man, like I said, it could be a slow death sentence. Unless the Most High, looks out for you. So,
shit, you 350 pounds, your ass might have took that chip. I ain't gonna hold you. You ain't got no discipline. It says, I'll read the 10th verse again. It says, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel. My called, I am he, I am the first. I also am the last. Continue.
nah, that's it. I got a preset. Second Ezra 16 and 73.
Second Ezra what?
16 and 73.
Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 73. It says, then shall they be known.
Wait. Start up with verse.
For this is 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Wait a minute. That sounds very similar to what we read in 2nd Ezra 15. You see, both chapters go hand in hand. They go into the end time prophecies that are going to take place in society. And it may be far-fetched to some people. It may be hard for some people to believe. But the fact of the matter is that this is going to take place. And it's going to happen sooner rather than later, the way things is looking.
So then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right, so all hell is breaking loose, then shall it be known who are my chosen. Because like I said before, the Most High is going to have to look out for you at that time. You're going to have a hedge that's surrounding you, protecting you. And things may get a little hasty, uh, and you may think you're not gonna pull through, but the Most High could pull through for you at the last minute. You know what I'm saying?
That's where that faith comes in.
That's where that faith comes from. It's gonna see to it that you really believe. But you know what? Ultimately, the elect are the elect. No matter what, they're gonna get delivered. They're gonna make it. So, I guess you could really say what the scripture is talking about is you're gonna find out if you're of the elect. You know? And then let's say you do get put to death. What's gonna happen to you? Let's say you get put to death and you died in the truth. You already know what scripture I'm thinking about. After this scripture, you'll get down.
Says
So you gotta keep the faith to the end, man. No matter how it plays out. That's the important part.
Continue.
Yeah.
Says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord God. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
Right, so the Most High is going to guide you. He's going to be with you.
Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through.
Yeah, like for example, you could say Sexy Red. She's not going to make it.
Sure.
Rappers like Cardi B, Offset, you heard they broke up?
I heard.
She was on the internet cursing out her husband.
What the fuck is that supposed to be?
Exactly.
Why don't you keep that shit to yourself?
Exactly. But you know what I always say? The mindset of women today is so skewed that they think that a relationship can just be so one-sided and revolve around them. Because how could you have been like for her case, she was a stripper in her past. You know, pretty sure she wasn't a virgin when she, not even pretty sure. It's safe to say that she wasn't when she got with Offset, you know? So it's like these women, they play the field and then they finally get a dude. They say that they're settling down with them. But then it's like, their expectations are unrealistic. So what, you're supposed to still keep on popping pussy, dressing inappropriately throughout their relationship? And you think that the man is supposed to still like have respect for you, or like still only deal with you? Because you know, allegedly Offset, you know, he wasn't, you know, so-called faithful to her. You know, he's sleeping with other women or whatever. But a man has a right to do that. A man can have more than one woman. You know, but like I said, the mindset of women today is so skewed that they think that they get with the man. The man is only supposed to have eyes on her.
Women are so full of shit, though.
You know how selfish that is?
They'll be like,
Unrealistic.
they say all men cheat, but then they'll leave their man that they dealing with because he cheated to be with another man that's gonna do the same thing. So you may as well just deal with the man you had.
Exactly. But hey, the society has it to where you throw away the entire relationship if a man starts dealing with another woman
Right.
while he's still with you.
Is it that serious? You gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater?
A man can't even cheat, man.
Like cheat? That's some fucking Babylonian shit.
Exactly.
Cheat.
You gotta blame Esau for that. See, days is gonna go back to how it was in the old days.
Right.
Polygamy. Are women in order? They're not gonna talk shit. Call you out your name. You know?
Offset is a simple nigga anyway.
Yeah, he is.
How you marry a woman that she used to say that she used to like put pills and, you know, do all that other shit and just rob men? Like, how you wife that shit though?
He doesn't care. He's a dysfunctional nigga himself.
Yeah, true.
But you know what the scriptures say? A wicked man is gonna get a wicked woman. So look how that works. So who really gives a fuck, right?
Right. She was cutting up on the internet. I'm like, she was doing a lot. That's it on that. I got that scripture you called for. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. It says, For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first.
So when the chariots crack the skies, when Yahushua arrives, see how that runs? The dead in the Mashiach Yahushua, they're going to be raised up from their graves. So don't worry about it, even if you got to be put to death in the truth. Death before dishonor. Keep the faith to the end.
So, especially when you understand what death truly is, it's nothing to fear. If it's going to happen, just let it happen.
You're at Kanye. You went on a rant recently. You heard his rant?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I caught like a clip of it.
He was like, I don't give a F about life and death. Because he was talking shit in the video, yo. He was talking about Jay-Z, the Rothschild, shit like that. And then he was like, he stopped and looked for a moment. He was like, oh, Jay-Z's gonna be like, oh yeah, they're not gonna like that. They're gonna kill you now. And that's when he said, he's like, I don't care about life and death. So, you know, you can line that up with the truth. You know, be fearless. You know, don't back down. Don't care if you gotta be put to death for this.
Right. They say be bold as lions.
Don't be like, all right, I'm gonna cop out, yo.
Right.
You saw you got it. I'm gonna take the check.
He saw he kicking your door, capture you now. He expect you to rat out other brothers where they at.
Yeah. Fuck you.
I ain't telling you nothing.
Or they might put you in jail. You're gonna be in there indefinitely. They'll tell you maybe, you know.
Alright.
I can't take this shit.
You're doing all type of torture shit to you.
So, you know, this is crazy times you're about to be headed into. That's why I said, are you really ready for that?
It's the 17th verse.
Because I know I want this shit to pop off.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
You want it so bad, we might cry. Because we know what's going to come after that. We know what's going to ensue.
Yeah, that's why I like, you know, I just want to get to it, you know, go through it, and Lord's will, we make it on the other side.
Yeah, because East Coast Fall is substance. I can't even pronounce it.
Substantial.
Sequentially, it's going to lead to our rise into this world.
All right.
Sequentially.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4:17. It says, Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Yep, so shall we ever be with the Lord. We're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to be righteous. Not even righteous. We're going to be perfect. We're going to have our new bodies. We're not going to sin anymore. We're going to have everything that we want, everything we desire. All the women that you want.
And then some. Tenfold.
You might have multiple properties, different countries. You think about that type of stuff?
Yeah.
Like, your imagination can just, run off.
We could really, like, in those days, we could really do whatever we want, as long as it's, within the scriptures. We're not going off. We could literally do whatever it is we want, whatever our heart desires.
You might travel around the world, but listen, you gotta teach the nation. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like an adventure.
Right.
You gotta teach some heathens. Cause that's what we're gonna have to do. Teach them the laws. Tell them they can't eat pork. Things of that sort. Cause there's a lot of nations that eat unclean foods. That's one of the things that concerns me about traveling.
We're gonna be fucking ham up, yo.
Yeah. You ever think about trying different foods, right? And then you gotta worry about it, being clean or unclean.
Yeah.
That's that type of stuff.
It's like in Mexico and places like that, they tell you not to drink the water. that was it on that. I
So
got you.
the whole world is going to become a paradise for us. It's going to be like a paradise. And also, you know, the other nations, they're going to have some joy in there as well. I mean, naturally, they're going to physically still be here.
Right. Matthew 24 and 21. Actually, I'm going to start. Start at 19. Matthew 24 and 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Let's talk about 70 AD. But
Still applies.
you can apply it to today to some degree.
It says, for then shall be great tribulations, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, your preference would be that Jacob's trouble would happen during a warm time of the year. But whatever happens, happens.
Right. It's not up to us.
Just get it over with.
It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yep. So the elect, they're gonna have to be saved because if this kingdom gets prolonged, let's just say like 20 years from now, 10 years from now, or whatever the case may be, really none of us are gonna make it because Esau has this NWO agenda that doesn't include us living a comfortable, prosperous life. You think that we're like livestock now? You think that we're like slaves now? It's going to be even worse if they come to the fullness of their agenda. It's
Right.
going to be even worse. I mean, we're talking CBDC system, universal basic income. You know, that's the type of stuff that they talk about and you know want to do. You think the price of an apartment is sky high now? Come on, man. You see, they renting out apartments. I be seeing videos sometimes. They renting out apartments that be like the size of like a closet, man. And there's no bathroom in there, no sink. You know how much they want for that shit every month? Like 1,600, 1,500. So that's their model. That's what they really want for us. They want for us to be downsized and not own anything.
Who was it that said you'll have nothing and be happy? That's really what they want.
Exactly.
And I was meditating on it, like, yo, this MOTB, because it's like the 2/3, like Esau already knows he already got the 2/3 in pocket. With that MOTB system, it's like he's trying to get the elect, because he expects everybody to get it, but he doesn't. Little does he know, the elect, they're not gonna get it.
We're gonna be eternal because the soul doesn't die, right?
Right.
So no matter what Esau does to us physically, he can lock our bodies, but he can't trap our minds. He can't
Right.
trap our spirits. He can kill us all he wants. Over there, Fresh.
Yeah.
Kill me all you want. I'm not afraid of you. Something like that. So it's not gonna work out for where he can extend or prolong his kingdom. When the Most High says that's it, it's gonna be it.
I got something since you said that. This is Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
So our fear is towards the Most High. To prove that, get a scripture. Fear the Most High. Because you read the scriptures, it speaks all throughout saying that you gotta fear the Most High. Why does it say that? It's because it's true. Because He has control over our destiny, our lot, what's gonna happen to us in the future. You know, it's really all gonna be revealed unto you later, or at its appointed time.
I got one to hear them. This is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 12. Ecclesiasticus. I know you remember that one.
It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, you said 12 and 12?
Yeah, that's the one, right?
And further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end, and much study is wherein of the flesh. No, that's not it, right?
Is it the 11th verse? It might be 7 or 12. I like that one. You could read that one.
I'll read it again. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 11. No, 12 and 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
So what verse was that?
It's the 13th. It says for the
so we just read it, fear the Most High and keep the commandments. So you have these people that read out the same book as we do, right? Christians, and they'll tell you that you don't gotta keep the laws. You know, the laws are done away with. You know, we're in a new covenant. None of that stuff matters. They'll say lies like that. But what did we just read? Read it again.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Right. So how do you get around that, man? How do you get around that? So we out here keeping the faith, keeping the laws to the best of our ability. You know, that's all we can do.
That's all the Lord told us to do. Go out there, preach the word, and keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. What was that?
So we're not saying that we're keeping the laws. Like, we're not saying that we don't sin, because the scriptures speak about how nobody's perfect. But we are saying that you gotta keep the laws and commandments to the best of your ability, man. Keep that faith. And part of the law is having faith.
Right.
You know?
This is Isaiah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hold on. Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. 20, I'm sorry, 7 and 20.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 20. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not.
Right, so sometimes I watch other camps like Sakari, and they'll sit there and tell the people that they're teaching that they don't sin. They keep all the laws. Read that again.
Also, Ecclesiastes 7 and 20 again says, for there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not.
Keep going.
Also, take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servants curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. All this have I proved by
Read that in NLT. Let's get something new.
Start from 20 again?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 20 in the NLT. Not a single person on earth is always good and never sins.
Right, so us being in the flesh, us being in these bodies, we're gonna fall short of the glory, like it says in the book of Romans. Like Paul said, what was that, Romans 3:23, for all that falls short.
The glory of the Most High.
Exactly.
It says, don't eavesdrop on others. You may hear your servant curse you, for you know how often you yourself have cursed others. I have always tried my best to let wisdom guide my thoughts and actions. I said to myself, I am determined to be wise, but it didn't work. Wisdom is always distant and difficult to find. I searched everywhere.
Yep. And sometimes you gotta learn the hard way just to find out that wisdom. Just to gain that experience. And that's really our whole life story. Really the nation of Israel's life story. Because going back to the time of Adam and Eve and the serpent, what did he say? He said that if you eat this fruit, you will not die. Well, that was a lie, we died. But it said that if you eat this fruit, you will become like gods. But that part was true. So we're learning how to navigate in a world that's full of wickedness and corruption, just for us to ultimately be in a world later on that's righteous. Because that's what the kingdom of heaven is going to be like. It's just going to be a righteous society. And we're going to be perfected. We're going to have our new bodies. We're not going to sin anymore. Going back to what I was saying earlier, we're going to have immortality. So you see how everything ties together.
Continue.
Yep.
The 24th verse in the NLT. Wisdom is always distant and difficult to find. I searched everywhere, determined to find wisdom and to understand the reason for things. I was determined to prove to myself that wickedness is stupid and that foolishness is madness.
Yeah, so understand the reasons of things. You know, it's one thing to just know something, but it's another to just go into the reasons why. Like break something down so you can have that complete understanding of it from top to bottom. Like people do things, they don't even know why they do things.
Right.
That's why when you have a child, you can't just tell them like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. It's better to give them an explanation, so that way they know in their minds, okay, if I don't listen to what my mother or my father is saying, you know, this can happen. This is what's gonna happen. You know?
Sometimes you tell them and they still gonna do it. They gotta learn that lesson the hard way.
Exactly. So it's always better not to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Like for example, my little brother at my grandparents' house, they have like a furnace in the house where they put like wood inside it to like keep the house warm or whatever, like an old school joint. And we kept telling them, well, not we, but like my mom and them, they was like, don't touch it, it's hot, don't touch it. And one day he touched it, and now he's scared of this shit. He don't even want to get close to it. But see, he learned the lesson the hard way, but he knows now.
There you go. So he gained some wisdom.
Right.
But you know, there's levels to wisdom. Levels to it.
26th verse says, I discovered that a seductive woman is a trap more bitter than death. Her passion...
Cardi B.
Her
Sexy Red. Well, actually, no.
I don't know what people see as Sexy Red. I don't know.
You just hear so much about her. You see so much about her nowadays. She feels like the hottest female rapper in the game right now. I don't understand that shit.
Poster child for wickedness right now.
But you could say Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Whereas I seen a video, she was on stage. She had like a mini skirt on. She practically was naked.
Yeah.
She's over there twerking on stage. So this is the upside down world that we live in. This is Babylon.
You need the gimmicks when you ain't got talent.
Yeah, that's true. So we're living in Babylon, man. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah over here.
Right. Says her passion is a snare and her soft hands are chains. Those who are pleasing to God will escape her, but sinners will be caught in her snare.
Yep.
This is my conclusion, says the teacher. I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle.
Read that again.
That was dope.
That sounds like what I was saying earlier. understand the matter,
You gotta know the inner workings.
go into the reasons why.
Right. This is my conclusion, says the teacher. I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle. Though I have searched repeatedly, I have not found what I was looking for. Only 1 out of 1,000 men is virtuous, but not one woman.
So, 1 out of 1,000, not even one was righteous, right? Read that again?
Yeah. It says 1 out of 1,000 men were righteous.
Yeah, 1 out of 1,000 men, but not one woman was right. So, that shows you that the nature of the woman is really corruption. You know?
Since the beginning.
You let them do what they want to do. You give them free range to run wild.
That's why they need a head over them. They need leadership.
So we see what the results are. Can you really say that it's good? No. Apostle Tahar, he was doing bad videos. You know, to like stay away from this woman. You know what he was talking about.
Right.
He was talking about the black woman. Because it really does start with her.
This is the last verse. It says, but I did find this. God created people to be virtuous, but they have each turned to follow their own downward path.
When I was younger, I used to think I was the one that was crazy. Because I didn't really always like black women like that because of their attitudes. But you go into the scriptures, it goes into the reasons why you don't really want to fuck with them like that.
I'm just so used to seeing them, honestly. That's really what it was. So used to seeing them. That's it on that.
You got bad attitudes, yo. Bad attitudes. Not submissive most of the time. But
You just don't know when to shut up.
you got good ones, though. You got good ones out there.
I'm sure I ain't made them, but I'm sure they out.
But, you know, America's really broken us. It's broken us as a nation and as a family structure. Because now you got the woman who worships Esau practically by following after his sister, taking handouts from him, and then what? Jake gets into the picture, and then there's really no space for him like that in the household. You know, she doesn't have respect for her head, for the man.
She got too much pride on her.
Yep. And then if you want to talk about a hood dynamic, you know, Jake does crime. He goes to prison. He comes home. He got bad credit, so then he's got to find a couch he can sleep on. So he'll get with the nearest, easiest Eve. And if Eve doesn't have any respect for him, that will like that, you know. So that's that relationship dynamic in the hood. That's just the worst example. You got a little bit better examples. Look at these celebrities and their relationships with they were. You know, none of these guys get respect from their woman, even though they're rich. They got money. So, what is it gonna take?
I don't see no relationship out here where I like. You just see the dynamic between them, and it just be like, yo, it could never be me, yo. I got something. This is in the NLT. This is Ezekiel 12:25. It says, for I am the Lord. If I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays. Your rebels of Israel, I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your own lifetime.
Rebels of Israel. So,
2/3.
so when the elect come up off the chariots, the remaining Israelites, it's the scattered ones or whatever. The ones that don't get down with the program, they're gonna get blotted out.
Says, I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. Then this message came to me from the Lord, Son of man. The people of Israel are saying he's talking about the distant future. his vision won't come true for a long, long time.
Talking shit.
Therefore, tell them this is what the sovereign Lord says. No more delay. I will now do everything I have threatened. I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken.
Yeah, he's gonna do everything that he threatened, including wiping out Babylon, taking his place off the face of the map, with the missiles, beaming up the elect. Esau don't like that. He don't like that. That's why he has to do what they brothers, because he's gonna want to try to escape the destruction. We're gonna do you one better. We're gonna get beamed up, and then when we get beamed up, we're gonna be changed in a moment of a twinkling of an eye. You think that when the elect get beamed up, they're still gonna have the same mindset, the same frame of thought, the same old bodies when they hit the chariots? No, they're gonna have to be changed. And then who knows? When we come up off the chariots, assuming we're of the elect, I mentioned the scattered Israelites. They're not going to be changed yet. They're going to have to go through a process of getting changed. And those that, come up against what we're trying to tell them, they're just going to get put to death, like we read in Ezekiel 20. So it's not going to be like an instant change for them, I would imagine. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. Most time might give them an opportunity to reveal themselves to be undeserving of being changed. And then the ones that do have remorse or that do want to get with the Supreme Team, they're going to be the ones that get changed right along with us. They're going to become like us. So that could happen. That's a possibility, how that could play out. But we'll see.
That's it on that. You got something else?
Yeah, we're going to close, so we got another precept.
Let's start at 8. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Yeah, go and tell these people. Tell them that they're Israelites.
Y'all recording this on?
You good.
Good, good.
My fault, y'all.
Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
So, there's two classifications. You could be an Israelite that hears and understands Scripture, that sees what we're saying, or you could be an Israelite that doesn't see what we're saying, and they can't even understand what we're saying.
This is an angel that the Lord sent to block you from understanding this truth. So it's not meant for everybody to get.
And the angels are spirits. They're invisible. So you could be teaching somebody or trying to teach them, and then you're breaking it down crystal clear to them, the scriptures, right? But it's still going over their head. That just lets you know that they may not be of the elect.
Right? Kind of thought behind their minds. They just lost.
Or they might scoff at you. They'll be like, this dude was a joke.
Because you could break it down so crystal clear to them, and they still don't get it. It's like, yo, are you willingly being ignorant? Are you just being a demon on purpose, or do you really not get it?
Or they might still hold on to that they're a Moor or a Muslim, whatever thing that they're dealing with. They're not just gonna come around to the Israelite thing. That's all we know.
It says, Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted, without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet,
Great forsaking. 2/3 Israelites. They're gonna get caught up in the destruction. But the beautiful part is that they're gonna be brought back in the kingdom as newborn babies through the elect. Israelites, and they're going to be right.
We have hope. At least we have hope. The Israelites.
Yeah, so if you're an Israelite, it's all good for you either way, really.
Right. I'd hate to be an Edomite.
Yeah, if you're an Edomite, because you're the top enemy of the Most High and of the nation of Israel. So if you're an Edomite, it's not going to be looking too good.
We'll be trading places. Last verse. It says, but yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a tail tree, and as an oak, whose substance is in them when they cast their leaves. So the holy seed shall be substance thereof. That's it.
Right, so with that, we're going to close. Shalom.
Shalom.